Y'all still offended by the word nigga in 2024? Now, when you look this word up on Google, this is the definition, and it says offensive. They're literally telling you that it's offensive. They're programming you. You can be programmed through repetition. You can be programmed through hearing the same thing over and over and over again. And you heard that this word was offensive over and over and over again, and you believe it. Now, the definition says a contemptuous term for a black or dark-skinned person. That's good because it's letting you know that this word is connected to a specific being, black or dark skin. Although we're not black, they like to classify us that we're brown. But let's see what the word contemptuous means. Contemptuous means showing contempt, scornful. Example, she was intolerant and contemptuous of the majority of the human race. They're saying this word is scornful. Why would the word nigger be scornful unless there was a reason to? Come on, let me keep showing y'all. Now, this is the origin of this word contemptuous. It's from Latin, and then it goes more and get translated deeper into Latin, and it ends up being English. And it means incensed, despising law and order. So they're basically saying that black or dark-skinned people are despising law and order. Now, wasn't the police created for that very reason, to enforce law and order? But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Let me stay on topic. We discussing the word nigga. Now, in the etymology for the word nigga, it went from English, nigger, Latin, Niger, and then it was translated in late 16th century, adding 2 G's, nigger, and in English right here is negro. And that supposedly also means black. In Spanish, Latin, whatever you want to call it, negro or negro is black, a color. Now, that word nigger makes me think of Negus, which was a king, and a word for king in Ethiopia. It's the Semitic language. Negus is a ruler, a king of kings. And that sounds mighty close to the word nigger, doesn't it? The spelling is very similar to the word negro. And that made me think of Nagas. If you never heard of a Naga is a royal half fish, half man person that lived in Atlantis. And for some reason, this theme of Atlantis has been playing over and over in my life. Now, the Nagas is a Sanskrit word, and it was romanticized from Naga, I hope I'm saying it right. And they are a divine or semi-divine race of half-human, half-serpent beings that resided in the netherworld. Look at this, bro. And can occasionally take human or part human form, or are so depicted in art. A female Naga is called a Nagi or a Nagini. According to legend, they are the children of the sage. I can't pronounce those names. Rituals devoted to these supernatural beings have been taking place throughout South Asia for over at least 2,000 years. 2,000 years, that's very, very specific to the same number of Jesus in the story of Jesus. 2,000 years, right? And then we go back to the word Negas, Nagas. All of these words are very closely related. And it's painting a picture because it's telling you in today's time, this is how they have to work. Universal law cannot be discounted. Nothing will work without the principles of universal law, and they know this. So they have to tell you without telling you. And the way they do it is through Masonry. Masonry is a esoteric knowledge of knowing everything, knowledge of everything, knowing that everything is connected, knowing that there is a source, knowing there is a universe that controls everything. Putting all of that together, knowing that, and giving you some type of BS to tell you the story of yourself without telling you the story of yourself. And this is for those who can understand. This ain't for everybody. So if you call yourself a Christian, a Muslim, or any of those religions, and you are devout to them in a way where you express outwardly, you believe that God is outside of you, then I'm not talking to you. But if you're using those religious texts as a pathway to your higher self, then you know what I'm talking about. They are principally depicted in 3 forms: as entirely human with snakes on the heads and necks, as common serpents, or as half-human, half-snake beings in Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. How is it that all over the world they know this except here? In Sanskrit, a Naga is a snake, most often depicted by a cobra, the Indian cobra, Nagaraja. A synonym for naga is fanin. There are several words for snake in general, and one of the very commonly used is sarfa. Sometimes the word naga is also used generically to mean snake. The word is cognate with English snake, Germanic. Alright, so alternatively, in Indo-European etymology as a hairless, naked animal, cognate to English naked. Now, isn't this also much of a coincidence? Because it's all about a snake, it's all about a serpent. And that's the same serpent that was supposedly the one who was the cause as why Eve caused sin on the whole world, correct? This connotation about this serpent is very important. And then we talk about the draconian rulership. We talk about the reptiles and all of that kind of stuff. But do you realize that you are a naga? People that look like me, indigenous beings of America, you are a naga. Do you know that? This whole story is about us. And the whole time that you were trying to search and find an identity and connect with other cultures and people, you are running away from who you truly are. You are a reptile. That's why we have a reptile brain. We come from Atlantis. And that's not just the only place we come from, but that is our true home. And our great mother is a dragon. That old serpent, that Leviathan that they talk about in the Bible, that they tell you to be afraid of and beware of. And we are the King of Kings. Who else is the King of Kings? Go back to the 2,000 years. It's been talked about for 2,000 years. Let me pull it back up. Rituals devoted to these supernatural beings have been taking place throughout South Asia for at least 2,000 years. 2,000 years, the same timeline as Jesus, the King of Kings, the Naga, the Negus, the nigger. So the next time that old hillbilly redneck or wannabe person of any other race outside of who you are, which I don't really connect with all of that stuff, but anybody that comes out of their mouth and call you a nigger, be proud to be a nigger, because you're a naga. They're calling you who you truly are, and you're getting afraid. And if you understood the laws of the universe, you would know that the more that you resist, it's going to come back. The truth about who you are is never going to stop being the truth. You can run as far as you want to run, but it'll come back. So I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, don't even bother leaving a comment. I don't give a fuck what you think, feel, believe. I know.